Qualification at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. Wins at 13 km/h, drivers pushing hard. Project Purple storms into turn 1, claiming the lead. Cads, from Jamaica, surges into second place, chasing the leader hard. Project Purple charges into turn 1, seizing P1 with fierce determination. Cads battles fiercely, charging hard in second place, closing the gap. Project Purple charges ahead in Moss Corner, holding strong at first place. Cads rockets down Mario Andretti straightaway, holding strong in second place. Project Purple surges ahead, dominating the track, holding first place. Cads flies past, charging hard in P2, closing in on the leader. Project Purple charges ahead, commanding P1, dominance on the track. Cads battles hard, holding strong in second place. Pressure mounting. "55 minutes left. Tension rises. Drivers push limits. Racing intensifies. It's all on the line." Project Purple leads the pack, charging ahead, commanding the race. Project Purple surges ahead, gaining 0.17 at Quebec Corner. Fierce competition. Project Purple surges ahead, gaining ground on Mario Andretti straightaway. Project Purple charges to P1 with a blistering 116.647. Project Purple gains 0.08, charging through Clayton Corner, pushing hard for the lead. Frederick amps up, charges ahead, battling fiercely in P3, gaining ground. Project Purple leads at Moss Corner, stretching the gap to 0.16 seconds. Project Purple grabs provisional pole with a blistering 115.779. Slappin charges forward, battling fiercely in fourth place. Project Purple leads at Moss Corner, clocking a blistering 115.779 lap. Frederick amps up, charges ahead, fighting for position 5, gaining ground fast. Project Purple charges into the lead, dominating the track, pushing ahead. Saint Dido charges through Quebec Corner, rockets to fourth, gains 1.23 seconds. Frederick amps up, charges through White's Corner, now battling for P2. Frederick amps up, gains 2 spots, charging through Quebec Corner. "50 minutes left. Drivers push harder, tensions rise, positions shift rapidly." Frederick amps up, surges ahead, gaining 2.85 seconds on the Mario Andretti straightaway. Frederick amps up, charges to third, clocking 1:20.770, just 4.991 from pole. Frederick amps up, surges ahead, gaining 0.02 in Clayton Corner. Frederick amps up, charges ahead, gaining 0.54 seconds in Moss Corner. Frederick amps up, charges ahead, gaining 0.78 in the S's. Frederick amps up, charges to P2, clocking a blistering 1:20.079, just 4.300 off pole. Frederick amps up, charges ahead, gaining 0.08 in Clayton Corner. St. Dito surges to third, closing in 0.18 seconds. Slappin charges forward, battling hard in sixth place. Frederick amps up, charges into turn 1, holding second, 4.300 off pole, with a 1:20.079. Cads rockets through Clayton Corner, now 7th, gaining 1.44 seconds. Grant slices through the pack, charging for P5, relentless and determined. Frederick amps up, blasts past on Mario Andretti straightaway, now P2. Grant charges through the S's, holding strong in P4. Frederick charges into turn 1, seizing second place. "45 minutes left, tension rising, drivers pushing limits, battles brewing." Frederick amps up, surges ahead by 0.18 in turn 4. Frederick amps up, gains 0.47 seconds in the S's, charging ahead. Frederick amps up, rockets to second with a blistering 1:19.033, chasing down pole. Frederick amps up, surges ahead, gaining 0.03 in Clayton corner. Grant charges to P7, gains 24.02 in Quebec corner. Incredible speed. Frederick amps up, charges hard, battling fiercely in P2. Grant battles fiercely in P5, eyes locked on the podium ahead. Grant surges ahead, 24.02 seconds in front on Mario Andretti straightaway. Grandmaster Matt 44 charges forward, fighting for 7th place, pushing hard, gaining ground. St. Dito charges into turn 1, holding third, best lap 1:20.432, 4.653 off pole. Frederick amps up, rockets into turn 1, claiming 2nd place. AS3N rockets to 7th, gaining 0.82 seconds. Grandmaster Matt 44 rockets through Moss corner, now 6th, gaining 14.78 seconds. Grandmaster Matt 44 rockets ahead, stretching his lead in the S's. Frederick amps up, charges through the S's, now 2nd, 0.35 seconds behind. Frederick amps up, charges to 2nd with a blistering 1:18.817, closing in fast. Grant rockets down Mario Andretti straightaway, now 6th, gaining 27.29 seconds. CAD storms into P3, battling fiercely for the podium. CADS rockets to 3rd with a blistering 1:19.829, just 4.050 off pole. Grant charges ahead, battling fiercely in P8, eyes on the prize. HS3 charges to P5, gaining 1.23 in the S's. AS3N charges to P6, clocking 121.775, just 5.996 seconds off pole. Saint Dito charges hard, battling for P5, closing in on the leaders. Grant charges forward, pushing hard from P7, closing in on the pack. Os 3N rockets through Moss corner, P6, gaining nearly a second. As 3N surges ahead, 0.63 in the S's, gaining ground fast. Os 3N rockets to P7 with a blistering 121.437, chasing the leader hard. Os 3N surges ahead, gaining 0.33 in Clayton corner. Incredible move. Frederick amps up, charges into turn 4, closing in on third place by 0.37 seconds. Grandmaster Matt 44 charges into the S's, gaining 0.11 seconds, P3. AH3N rockets to P8, gaining 0.93 on Mario Andretti straightaway. Asen charges to P6, clocking a blistering 119.995, just 4.216 off pole. Os 3N rockets ahead, soaring 0.69 seconds in Clayton corner. Os 3N surges ahead, gaining 1.05 seconds in Moss corner. Project Purple leads the pack, charging ahead, battling fiercely for victory. Frederick amps up, charges through Clayton corner, now fifth, gaining 0.10 seconds. Os 3N charges into P7, gaining ground, eyes on the top 6. "35 minutes left, the tension rises, strategies unfold, drivers push to the limit. Grant charges through P8, clocking a blistering 120.539, closing in on pole. Project Purple storms ahead, commanding P1, fierce and unstoppable. Grandmaster Matt 44 battles fiercely in P3, closing in on the leader. Grandmaster Matt 44 charges to second with a blistering 1:17.804, just 2.025 off pole. Grandmaster Matt 44 charges ahead, gaining 0.01 in Quebec corner. Pure adrenaline. Project Purple leads the pack, charging ahead, dominating the race. Grandmaster Matt 44 charges into second, gaining 0.16 on Mario Andretti straightaway. St. Dito charges through Quebec corner, holding P4, clocking a 1:18.273. Frederick Amsup charges into turn 1, holding 5th, fastest lap 1:18.817, 3.038 off pole. St. Dito charges forward, battling fiercely in P4, eyes on the podium. Grant charges forward, battling fiercely in 8th place, eyes on the prize. Grant gains 1.70 seconds in turn 4, closing in fast. Grant rockets ahead, gaining 2.05 seconds in the S's, pushing hard. Grant charges to 6th with a blistering 1:19.450, 3.671 off pole. Frederick charges through Moss corner, holds P5, relentless pace. St. Dito charges ahead, battling fiercely for P4. Frederick Amsup charges into 5th, gaining 0.11 seconds, pushing hard. St. Dito charges to P4, gaining 0.61 seconds, fierce pace. "30 minutes left. Tension rises. Drivers pushing limits. Strategies unfolding. It's a showdown." Grant charges through White's corner, holding strong at P6. Grant charges to P5 with a blazing 1:18.404, just 2.625 off pole. St. Dito charges hard, battling for P4, pushing limits, chasing glory. St. Dito rockets to P4 with a blistering 1:18.117, closing in fast. Frederick amps up, gains 0.58 seconds, charging hard from P6 in the S's. Grandmaster Matt 44 charges to P2 with a blistering 117.685, just 1.906 seconds off pole. Grant charges through the S's, battling fiercely for 5th place. Frederick charges into turn 1, slicing through the pack, now P6. St. Dito charges into 4th, closing in on the podium. Grant surges through Quebec corner, holds P5, stretches lead to 0.10. Grant surges ahead, 0.33 seconds faster on Mario Andretti straightaway. Grant charges to 4th, clocking 1:17.925, just 2.146 off pole. Grant surges ahead, 0.06 seconds gained, in Clayton corner, intense battle. Ostren battles fiercely, holding P8, eyes on the prize. Austrian rockets ahead, gaining 1.22 seconds on Mario Andretti straightaway. Grant surges to 4th on Mario Andretti straightaway, now up 0.21 seconds. Frederick amps up, rockets through Moss corner, now P6, gaining 0.24 seconds. Frederick amps up, charges ahead, gaining 0.45 in the S's, pure speed unleashed. Frederick amps up, charges to P6 with a blistering 118.277, closing in fast. Frederick amps up, gains 0.02 seconds in Clayton corner, pushing the pace. Cads fights hard, charging through, now P7 with 25 minutes to go. Frederick amps up, charges into 6th, gaining 0.43 in turn 4. Frederick amps up, charges ahead, gaining 0.19 in the S's. Frederick amps up, charges to 6th with a blistering 118.162, 2.383 off pole. Grant charges through turn 4, now 4th, gaining 0.17 seconds. Kyle's 32 surges to 9th, gaining ground with every lap. Kyle's 32 rockets ahead, gaining 1.27 seconds on Mario Andretti's straightaway. Os3 charges to P8, gaining 0.58 seconds. Fierce pace. Kyle's 32 rockets through Quebec corner, now in 9th, gaining 0.70 seconds. Kyle's 32 rockets ahead, gaining 1.68 seconds on Mario Andretti's straightaway. Cads from Jamaica charges through White's corner, now in P7. Cads improves to P7, clocking a 119.468, chasing down pole. Kyle's 32 battles hard, charging into 9th position, gaining momentum. Grandmaster Matt 44 charges into 2nd, closing in on the leader fast. Grandmaster Matt 44 rockets to P2 with a blistering 117.366. Just 1.587 off pole. Grandmaster Matt 44 surges ahead, 0.04 seconds gained in Clayton corner. Grant rockets through Quebec corner, holding P4 with a 0.24 second lead. Frederick amps up, surges to 6th at Quebec corner, gaining 0.43 seconds. Grant charges ahead, P4, pulling 0.11 seconds clear. "20 minutes left, drivers push harder, tension rises, positions shift rapidly. Frederick amps up, charging forward in 6th, gaining 0.79 seconds. Fierce push. Frederick amps up, charges to P3 with a blazing 117.533, just 1.754 off pole. Os3N charges into turn 1, battling fiercely for 8th place. Project Purple charges ahead in Quebec corner. P1 leads by 0.11 seconds. AS3N charges to 8th, gaining 0.31 seconds, pushing hard. Grant lunges into turn 1, battling fiercely for 5th place. AS3N charges forward, slicing through the pack, now in 8th place. AS3N surges ahead, gaining 0.75 in Quebec corner. Saint Dido charges through Quebec corner, 6th place, 0.11 seconds faster, chasing that best lap. Project Purple leads the pack, charging ahead, maintaining dominance, pure speed. Kyle's 32 charges through Moss corner in 9th. Best lap 120.747, chasing pole. AS3N charges into turn 1, battling fiercely for P8. AS3N charges ahead, gaining 0.86 seconds in turn 4. Kyle's 32 charges to P9, gaining 0.30 seconds, relentless pace. Kyle's 32 rockets ahead, gaining 0.70 on Mario Andretti straightaway. "15 minutes left. The tension's rising, drivers push harder, battles intensify. Kyle's 32 rockets to 7th, clocking 119.367, just 3.588 off pole. Kyle's 32 surges ahead in Clayton corner, gaining crucial momentum. Project Purple charges ahead, leading the pack at P1. Kyle's 32 battles hard in Moss corner, holding 7th, 3.588 seconds off pole. Os 3N rocks through the S's, battling fiercely for 9th place. Oz HN charges ahead, gaining 1.34 seconds in Quebec corner. Os 3N surges ahead, gaining 1.11 on Mario Andretti's straightaway. Incredible speed. Os 3N rockets to 7th with a blistering 1:18.870, 3.091 from pole. CAD storms to P9, gains 0.31 seconds on the pack. CADS rockets ahead by 0.28 on Mario Andretti straightaway. Grant charges forward, battling fiercely for P5, eyes locked on the prize. Grant rockets to P3 with a blistering 117.406, just 1.627 off pole. Frederick charges into Moss corner, now 4th. Best lap 117.533, closing in fast. Kyle's 32 charges up to 8th, battling fiercely through the pack. Ten minutes left. Drivers pushing hard, tensions rising. Every second counts. St. Dito charges through Moss corner, holding strong at P6. Grant charges into P3, closing in on the leaders fast. Austrain battles fiercely in turn 1, holding on to 7th place. Frederick charges into Moss corner, now battling fiercely for 4th place. Cads battles hard in Clayton corner, holding P9, clocking a 1:19.468. Grandmaster Matt 44 charges into 2nd, closing the gap. Relentless pursuit, thrilling action. Grandmaster Matt 44 charges to 2nd, clocking a blistering 1:17.249, closing in on pole. St. Dito charges forward, fighting for 5th, pushing hard, closing the gap. St. Dito charges ahead, 0.38 in the S's, gaining ground fast. Kyle's 32 charges through turn 1, fighting hard for P8. Grant charges through Moss corner, holding P3 with a 0.21 second lead. Kyle's Z32 charges through Quebec corner, now 8th, gaining 0.41 seconds. AS3N charges to 7th, gaining 0.22 seconds, pushing hard. Kyle's 32 rockets down Mario Andretti straightaway, now P8, gaining 0.57 seconds. Cads flies through the S's, charging to P9, gaining 0.16 seconds. Kyle's 32 storms into turn 1, battling fiercely for P8. Austrian charges through Moss corner, now 7th, gaining 0.28 seconds. Austrian rockets to P7 with a blistering 1:18.393, chasing the leaders. Austrian surges ahead, gaining 0.02 in Clayton corner. Incredible move. Five minutes left. Tension rises. Drivers push harder. Positions are shifting fast. Grandmaster Matt 44 charges hard, closing in on the leader in P2. Slappin surges through Quebec corner, now 5th, gaining 0.27 seconds. Kyle's 32 charges to P8, gaining 0.45 seconds, pushing hard. Kyle's 32 rockets ahead, gaining 0.64 on Mario Andretti straightaway. Kyle's 32 rockets to P8 with a blazing 119.052, chasing the leader. Slappin charges to P5, gaining 0.22 seconds, relentless pursuit. Slappin surges ahead, 0.50 in the S's, gaining momentum. Grandmaster Matt 44 surges into second on Mario Andretti straightaway, gaining 0.27 seconds. Kyle's 32 battles hard in turn 1, holding 8th, chasing that elusive best lap. Cads battles hard, charging through the pack, now in P9. Sate Dito charges through Clayton Corner, now in 6th, gaining 0.10 seconds. Cads rockets to 9th, gaining half a second, relentless pursuit. St. Dito rockets down Mario Andretti straightaway, now in 6th, up 0.13 seconds. Cads battles hard, charging through the pack, now up to 9th. Cads improves to 9th with a blistering 119.158, chasing down the leaders. Grandmaster Matt 44 charges into second, gaining 0.27 on Mario Andretti straightaway. Overtime frenzy. St. Dito charges ahead, battling fiercely for P6, eyes on the prize. Kyle's 32 charges through Quebec Corner, holding strong in P8. Oz 3N battles hard in turn 1, holding 7th, best lap at 1:18.393. Kyle's 32 rockets down Mario Andretti straightaway, battling fiercely for P8. Drivers are battling hard. The wind howls. Positions change. It's a fight for victory. Grandmaster Matt 44 charges hard in second, closing in on the leader. Frederick amps up, surges to P3, charging forward from Italy. Grant storms into P4, chasing down the leaders with relentless speed. Slappin charges into P5, closing in on the top drivers. Fierce pace. St. Dito charges hard, battling for P6, eyes locked on the competition. Oz Frien charges through the pack, now battling for 6th place. Kyle's 32 charges hard, slicing through the pack in 8th place. Project Purple leads at P1 with 20 minutes to go, charging ahead. Grandmaster Matt 44 charges forward, closing in on the leader. Fierce determination ignited. Grant charges through Quebec corner, now in 4th place. Grandmaster Matt 44 charges through Moss Corner, holding strong in second place. Grant surges down Mario Andretti straightaway, fighting for fourth place. Grandmaster Matt 44 charges forward, battling fiercely for the lead in second place. Grant charges hard, battling for P4, closing in on the podium. Grandmaster Matt 44 closes in, just 0.8 seconds behind Project Purple. The tension rises. Grant charges hard, closing in on Frederick Amsup for third place. Cads from Jamaica charges through turn 4, closing in on Austrian in P5. Grant charges down Mario Andretti straightaway, closing in on Frederick Amsup in P3. Grandmaster Matt 44 charges through the S's, battling fiercely for second place. Grant charges hard, closing in on Frederick. Amsup in fourth, just 0.3 seconds back. Slappin charges hard, closing in on Austrian, only 1.4 seconds back. Grant charges hard, closing in on Frederick Amsup, just half a second behind. Slappin charges in ninth, closing in on Austrian, just 0.9 seconds back. Kyle's 32 charges through Moss Corner, closing in on As 31 in ninth. Grant charges hard, closing in on Frederick Amsup, just 0.4 seconds behind. Oz 3N battles fiercely in the S's, holding off Kyle's 32 for P8. Oz 3N slips to P9 as Kyle's 32 charges past for P8. Ahas 3N charges into 7th place, fighting hard for every position. Grant charges forward, battling fiercely for third position. Kyle's 32 charges in ninth, closing in on Slappin, just 0.2 seconds back. Kyle's 32 rockets to 8th, with just 15 minutes left in the session. Grant charges forward, battling fiercely for third place. Kyle's 32 charges down Mario Andretti straightaway, P8, closing in on Slappin. Austin charges forward, battling hard in P6, Eyes on the top 5. S3N drops to P8. Kyle's 32 storms to P7. Slappin holds P6. Slappin drops to 7th. Kyle's 32 overtakes for 6th. Os3N snags 8th. Grant charging hard, battling for position, pushing for that podium spot, P4. Grandmaster Matt 44 closes in on Project Purple, just 1.6 seconds back. Incredible pace. Grant charges through White's corner, closing in on Frederick Amps up in 4th. Grandmaster Matt 44 charges Quebec corner, closing in on Project Purple, just 1.6 seconds back. Grant charges Quebec corner in 4th, just 0.6 behind Frederick Amps up. Grant surges past Frederick Amps up, now in 3rd place. Frederick Amps up drops to P5 as Cads charges to P4. Grandmaster Matt 44 charges through the S's, battling fiercely for P2. Slappin charges through Quebec corner, seizing P7 with fierce determination. S3N in P6, clocking a 121.797, chasing down the leaders. Grant charges through turn 4, holding P3, best lap 118.544, chasing the leaders. Grandmaster Matt 44 charges hard, closing in on Project Purple in P1, 2.1 seconds back. Project Purple leads, 3.3 seconds clear of Grandmaster Matt 44, relentless pace. Os3 holds P6 in Moss corner, 3.2 seconds clear of Slappin. Kyle's 32 holds 8th in Moss corner, 3 seconds clear of St. Dido. Cads storms into Clayton corner, closing in on Frederick Amps up, just 0.1 seconds behind. Ten minutes left, drivers pushing hard, tensions rising, positions shifting, it's all on the line. Grant charges forward, battling fiercely in P3, eyes on the podium. Slappin charges in 7th, clocking a 118.464, chasing the fastest lap. Kyle's 32 rockets into 8th, gaining ground in a fierce battle. Slapin charges hard, closing in on AS3N, just 0.8 seconds away. Kyle's 32 charges forward, battling hard in P8, eyes on the prize.
Slapin charges hard, just 0.3 seconds behind Oz 3N in 7th.
Slapin storms past Oz 3N, seizing 6th place. Cads surges in 5th, 4.8 seconds, clear of Slapin. Osfarine dives into the pits, holding 9th place, strategy in play. Cads loses 5th to Slapin AHS3N, exiting the pits. Saint Dito charges P8, closing in on Kyle's 32, just 0.6 seconds back. Kyle's 32 holds 7th, battling fiercely 0.9 seconds clear of Saint Dito. Cads powers through Clayton Corner, holding strong in 6th place. Saint Dito charges into turn 1, chasing down Kyle's S32 in 8th. Frederick amps up, charges forward, battling for 3rd, the crowd erupts. Austrian battles hard in Quebec Corner, holding 9th, clocking a 1:19.689, chasing the leader. Cads storms into 6th, pushing hard for the top 5. Slapin charges through turn 4, battling fiercely for 5th place. Frederick charges through turn 1, now in 4th place. Five minutes to go. Drivers pushing hard. Tension rising. Battles heating up. Cads battles fiercely, holding tight to 6th place. Pressure mounting. Slapin charges ahead, battling fiercely in P5, closing the gap fast. Grandmaster Matt 44 charges forward, battling fiercely for the lead in P2. Grant battles fiercely in third, closing the gap on second place. Grandmaster Matt 44 in P2, clocking a blistering 117.171, just 0.668 off the fastest. Grant charges forward, battling hard in P3, eyes on the prize. Kyle's 32 charges hard, closing in on St. Dito, just 3.1 seconds back. RSS 3 charges through Mario Andretti straightaway, battling fiercely for P9. Kyle's 32 fights for 8th, 3.4 seconds back from St. Dito. Project Purple storms ahead, dominating the track in first place. Kyle's 32 charging hard, closing in on St. Dito, just 3.3 seconds behind. Slappin charges in P5, clocking a blistering 117.804, just 1.301 off the pace. Cad storms into P6, gaining ground on the leaders. Austrian charges through White's corner, pushing hard in P9. St. Dito pulls ahead, 1.8 seconds clear of Kyle's 32 in 7th place. Kyle's 32 charges hard, closing in on St. Dito, just 1.1 seconds back. Slappin powers through Moss corner, holding steady in 5th place. Kyle's 32 charges at White's corner, closing in on St. Dito in P7. St. Dito closes in, just 0.2 behind Kyle's 32 in 8th place. Project Purple crosses the finish line, claiming victory in a thrilling race. Os HN crosses ninth. Grandmaster Mat 44 charges to second. Fierce battle unfolding. Cads rockets to P6, pushing hard, gaining ground. Fierce battle ahead. Grant charges past, locks in P3, relentless pace, eyes on the podium. Frederick amps up, charges hard, battling fiercely for P4. Kyle's 32 charges to 7th. St. Dito slips to 8th. Slappin crosses the line, takes 5th. What a fierce drive. Austrian leads the pack at Canadian Tire, charging ahead, wind at their back. St. Dito charges forward, battling fiercely for P2, closing the gap. Kyle's 32 charges forward, battling fiercely in third place, eyes on the prize. Cads battles hard, charging from Jamaica, now in fourth place. Slap-in charges forward, P5, eyes set on the podium. Frederick amps up charges forward from P6, gaining speed, closing the gap. Grant charges through the field, now battling fiercely in seventh place. Grandmaster Matt 44 charges forward, battling for position, pushing hard at P8. Oz 3 N leads at P1. 20 minutes to go, the pressure builds. Kyle's 32 charging through Clayton Corner, fighting for P2. Cads charges into Quebec Corner, holding strong in third place. Grant charges through Moss Corner, holding strong at P5. Frederick surges in Mario Andretti straightaway, charging hard in P4. Project Purple charges hard, battling for P8, gaining ground, pushing limits. Kyle's 32 attacks in White's Corner, battling fiercely for second place. Frederick amps up, charges turn 1, closing in on Cad Star in fourth place. Kyle's 32 closes in, just 0.8 seconds behind Oz 3N. The pressure's on. Frederick amps up, charges to P4, nails a blistering 126.449, just 2.591 off the fastest. Grant charges P4, closing in on Frederick amps up, just 0.2 seconds back. Kyle's 32 surges through the S's, holding strong in second place. Grant charges through White's Corner, battling fiercely for fourth place. Project Purple charges into turn 1, closing in on Cads in sixth place. Project Purple storms past Cads Extra into fifth place.
Slap-in bursts out of the pits, charging ahead.
Kyle's 32 charges hard, closing in on the leader. Relentless pursuit. Grant lunges for Frederick, amps up, just 0.4 seconds back. Battle intensifies. Frederick amps up, pushes hard, holding P3, half a second clear of Grant. Grant charges forward, battling for third, eyes locked on the prize. Frederick amps up, charges into turn 1, holding P3, half a second clear of Grant. Grant charges into Clayton Corner, 4th place, closing in on Frederick amps up, just 0.4 seconds behind. Grant surrenders 4th to Project Purple. Fierce battle intensifies. Cads battles hard in Quebec Corner, holding P8, chasing that best lap time. "15 minutes left, tension rising, drivers pushing to the limit. Who will prevail?" Cads storms past, St. Dido, claiming P7 in a stunning move. St. Dido charges forward, battling for P8, eyes locked on the prize. Frederick amps up, charges into turn 1, closing in on Kyla's 32 in third. Grandmaster Matt 44 charges turn 1, closing in on Grant, just 0.4 seconds back. Frederick amps up, charges hard, just 0.3 behind Kyle's E32 in third. Frederick amps up, charges past Kyle's 32, seizing P2. Grandmaster Matt 44 closes in on Grant, just 0.2 seconds behind in 6th. Grandmaster Matt 44 charges past Grant, seizing 5th place. Project Purple charges forward, just 0.3 seconds behind Kyle's 32 in third. Grant chases hard in 6th, 0.3 behind Grandmaster Matt 44, who's flying. Kyla's 32 battles hard in Quebec Corner, just 0.2 seconds behind Project Purple. Kyle Z32 drops to 4th as Frederick amps up, charges past him. Frederick amps up, charges through Moss Corner, closing in on Project Purple in third. Grant dives into the pits, holding strong in P9.
Slappin charges at P7, clocking a blistering 117.524, just 0.737 off the leader. Frederick amps up, charges through White's Corner, closing in on Project Purple in P3. Kyle's 32 charges, closes the gap, just 0.7 behind Grandmaster Matt 44 in 5th. Slappin charges turn 1, P7, pulling 0.6 ahead of St. Dido. Kyle's 32 closes in on Grandmaster Matt 44, just 1.2 seconds behind, tension rising.
Frederick amps up, charging hard in Mario Andretti straightaway. Now P3, closing in on Project Purple. Kyle's 32, charges through the S's, 5th place, closing in on Grandmaster Matt 44, 1.5 seconds back. Frederick amps up, charges through Clayton Corner, P3, 1.571 seconds from the fastest lap. Oz 3N leads in Moss Corner, 2.8 seconds clear of Project Purple. Minutes left. Drivers pushing limits. Tension rising. Who will seize victory now? Frederick surges on Mario Andretti straightaway, now 3rd, 3.4 seconds from Project Purple. Project Purple, charging in White's Corner, now 1.5 seconds behind HAS3N in 2nd. St. Dito rockets down Mario Andretti straightaway, holding strong in 8th place. Project Purple, charging hard in P2, closing in on AS3N in the lead. Cads dives into turn 1, battling fiercely for 7th place. Project Purple charges through Mario Andretti straightaway, closing in on AS3N in P2. AS3N leads at White's Corner, 0.5 seconds clear of Project Purple. Project Purple charges hard, just 0.3 seconds behind AS3N in P1. Project Purple surges past AHS3N, takes P1 with a stunning move. AS3N charging hard, just 0.1 seconds behind Project Purple in P2. Grandmaster Matt 44 closes in, just 0.7 seconds behind. Frederick amps up in 4th. AS-CN closes in on Project Purple, just 0.3 seconds behind. Tension mounts.
Grandmaster Matt 44 charges through the S's, closing in on Frederick amps up in P4.
AS3N charges turn 1, closing in on Project Purple in P1. Grandmaster Matt 44 closes in on Frederick amps up, just 0.4 seconds back in 4th. Slappin charges turn 1, closing in on Kyle's 32 in 6th place. Grandmaster Matt 44 charges at Moss Corner, closing in on Frederick amps up, only 0.5 seconds behind. Kyle's 32 charges through Moss Corner, P6, closing in on Slappin, 1.4 seconds behind. Grandmaster Matt, 44, charges the S's, closing in on Frederick amps up in P3. Sate Dito charges hard, closing in on Cads, just 2.5 seconds back. Grandmaster Matt 44 charges, closing in on Frederick amps up, just half a second separates them. Five minutes left, tension rising, drivers pushing limits, battles heating up. It's go time. Slappin charges into Quebec corner, battling fiercely for P5. No holds barred. Grandmaster Matt 44 charges down Mario Andretti straightaway, closing in on Frederick amps up in fourth. Slappin rockets down Mario Andretti straightaway, holding strong in fifth place. Grandmaster Matt 44 charges through turn 1, closing in on Frederick amps up in fourth. Frederick amps up charges forward, just 0.1 seconds behind Grandmaster Matt 44 in fourth. Sate Dito charges hard in eighth, closing in on Cads, just 1.2 seconds back. Cads fights hard in Clayton corner, holding seventh, 1 second clear of St. Dito. Slappin charges forward, battles for fifth, eyes locked on the prize. Cads battles hard in Moss corner, holding seventh, 1.8 seconds clear of St. Dito. Frederick charges through Clayton corner, now in fourth place. ASS3N charges through Moss corner, 4.0 seconds clear of Grandmaster Matt 44 in third. Os H in slips to third as Grandmaster Matt 44 rockets into second. St. Dito charging hard in Quebec corner, closing in on Cads in eighth. Slappin charges through Mario Andretti straightaway, holding strong in sixth place. Sate Dito charges P8, chasing Cadstar, 1.6 seconds back, last lap speed gap widening. Frederick charges forward, battling for third, closing in on the podium. St. Dito charges into turn 1, closing in on Cads in 8th place. Project Purple charges ahead, claiming the top spot with fierce determination. St. Dito charges hard at P8, closing in on Cadstar's just 0.8 seconds back. Frederick charges into White's corner, now up to 4th place. St. Dito closes in on Cads, just 0.6 seconds behind in the S's. Cads storms through turn 1, holding 7th, 0.8 clear of St. Dito. Project Purple crosses the finish line, taking P1 in a stunning victory.
Grandmaster Matt 44 charging hard, battling for P2, closing in on the leader.
Os Tren charges to P3, battling fiercely for every inch. Frederick amps up, charges through, battling hard, clinching P4, relentless pace.
Slappin charges ahead, crosses the line in 5th. What a drive!
Kyle's 32 crosses the line, securing a solid 6th place finish. Cads charges to 7th. St. Dito battles hard for 8th.